Another retailer closing stores once again. Macy's is closing some stores. So somebody was explaining to me yesterday that since most Macy's have Toys R Us in it, that now Toys R Us is going to close again. But it's not really an actual Toys R Us. It's just like a small section of Macy's that's poor Toys R Us. It's not really an actual Toys R Us. It's not really a lot of aisles or anything. There's just a little section of Macy's that's designated for Toys R Us. Basically, it's not really like an actual Toys R Us. It's just a small section of Macy's. So Toys R Us is not closing again. It's just these Macy's are closing some stores. Or Macy's is closing some stores, I mean. About 100 locations of Macy's is closing. Let's look at the closing list. Let's see how many stores are going to be closing actually, because yesterday I couldn't see how many actual stores were, or, well, not yesterday, but Big Lots and Joann really didn't have a closing list, how many, like, exact locations that were closing, but Macy's has a closing list, how many locations are going to close. Like I said, 100 locations of Macy's are closing. And that brings to another thing. I've never been to a Macy's before either. There used to be one in Burlington, Vermont, in the downtown area that closed like several years ago. Now it's a school. Actually, it's a high school now. It's like a really cool high school. I wish I went there because it looks pretty cool. But it's a high school now, actually. It's a temporary high school for South Burlington High School. But anyway, South Burlington, Vermont High School is in the former Macy's in the downtown area now. But anyway, like I was saying, there's not really, I've never been to a Macy's before, really. There's not an exact closing list for the Macy's that are closing. It just says 100 stores. It says basically legendary department stores closing 100 stores. This comes to mind because Macy's actually closed a lot of stores within the past couple of years. They want to be like a smaller chain, I guess. They don't want to be bigger anymore like they used to be. I guess they want to be like a smaller store now, like more like TJ Maxx, or that's why they're kind of emphasizing on the Macy's backstage, which I covered a couple months ago or so about that store. But anyway, 100 Macy's is closing. I don't know how what exact locations are, but 100 of them are closing.